everyone, welcome to another video with me, Charlotte, for CC Fitness Studio. Before you take part in this programme, please make sure you are physically fit, well and able to do so. If you're under the care of a therapist, such as your GP or a physio or an osteopath, please make sure that you are okay to take part in a Pilates programme. This video does not take the place of any medication or medical advice you've been given. It's purely here for educational and hopefully enjoyment purposes. So, for this little routine, I'm going to be using a ball. You're going to need one of these. You might be okay to use a pillow. And then I've always got a block to hand, because you never know when you've got a block and prop. So I want you to begin with the ball as a pillow. So we're going to lay down flat on our back. We're going to keep that block close in case we need to bring that in at any time. So you're going to rest your head on the ball. You're going to check you've got a nice line on the mat. You can't see your ankles veering over to one side or the other. And then when you're there, you're going to relax your arms by your side. And you're going to begin mindfully breathing. Inhalation, filling up your lungs to their full potential. And on the exhalation breath, just letting that tummy soften back down into the front and feel yourself relaxing and getting heavier on the mat. You're going to do at least 2 more. Really take that inhalation breath, fill up your lungs. And on the exhale, expel all the air out of your lungs. I'm going to go one more time. And then I want you to try and keep yourself with this sense of mindful breathing. Keep your pace nice and slow. And just take a moment to think of your hips. And I want you to gently start hip hitching here. So as you hip hitch, one leg becomes shorter and the other one will go longer. And you're just going to switch over to the other side. You're going to keep the movement slow and calm. With that, we'll do another 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Let the hips level up. Take a nice deep breath. And let's just hover the hands a little bit here, because I want you to circle now, just through the wrists and through the ankles. So think about half of your circle bringing inhalation breath, half of your circle being exhalation breath. And then go back the other way. Say we're doing sort of 3 or 5 in each direction. You don't really want to be doing more than that. Otherwise you might just need to slow down a little bit. Good, relax the arms back down to the side, let the legs relax and just bring your attention to your head on the ball. We're going to start gently nodding backwards and then bringing the chin to the chest. You stay heavy on the ball just like you're trying to press it out long through the back of your neck. 2 more. You stay heavy on that ball and try and press it out as if you're trying to stretch out the back of your neck. 1 more time. And then just let your eyes come back up towards the ceiling. Take another nice deep inhalation breath for me. Exhale, let your head rotate to the right. Keep that shoulder back. I want you to pause here for your inhalation breath. Exhale, we're going to slowly move the head over to the other side. Keep your shoulder back and wide. Give me another inhalation breath when you're there. Create some space with that breath. 2 more. Just noting the rest of the body hasn't started to tense up anywhere. Inhalation breath on that side. 1 more time, over on the exhalation, A little pause on your inhale, feel that breath creating space, and then come back to the centre. We're going to go in for some circles. So we're going to start circling our nose on the ceiling. Again, head is heavy on the ball, shoulders are falling back and wide. And we're doing again, say, inhalation breath, half of the circle. Exhalation breath is the other half. Go one more time. And again, the rest of the body's nice and relaxed. As you go back the other way, you're just checking that your calves haven't fired up or your thighs. Shoulders are still falling back. As we do the last two round this way. 2. And then one more. Good. Relax the head on the ball. We're going to slowly bring the body into a bent leg position. With that, I'm taking the ball out from behind the back of my head, holding it in hands. Now, if you wanted to, if you feel too tipped back here when you lay back on the ground, this is when you might just need a little prop or something there. Just helps to settle the rib cage in the front of the body, and also it's just bringing that chin a bit closer towards the chest. You don't want to be too open, about a fist space between the chin and the chest. Going to take your arms long up towards the ceiling. You're just going to lightly hold onto your ball, and we're thinking of the arms. On your inhale breath, can you shoot that ball up to the ceiling? Feel your arms stretching. And on the exhale breath, can you just let the arms sort of shorten and the back of the shoulder comes back onto the mat. Inhale, you just shoot it long, that's all you're looking for. Shoulder blades are splayed, and then as you come down, shoulder blades soften onto the mat. You can do that at least one more time. Reaching and dropping down. So I'm going to do that action now, but with one arm at a time. So you'll see me rolling the ball up. My left fingers are now longer than my right. Yeah, and then I roll the ball a little bit. The right arm shortens, the left arm lengthens. You're going to keep going with that, please. We're going to do another 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. From there, you're just going to go into a little rotation here. So I'm going to take a nice inhale breath, then I'm just going to tip the ball over towards the right, and I'm really going to shoot the left arm long, and then I'll go over to the other side, really shooting that top arm as long as I can. I might be able to get another little roll of the ball, not much. I try and roll it and really stretch the arm that is following. Let's do another, all 3. And then 2. And then we go one more time. Good, and bring the ball back to the centre. You're going to think about connecting your arms into your centre. So just holding the ball where it is, take a nice inhale breath. And as you exhale, squeeze your ball with your hands, and as you do that, try and pull your sit bones together, tighten and narrow around the waistline. Inhale, you ease off that squeeze. Let's try again, please. Feel that connection. Exhale, press. Draw your sit bones towards each other and try and get this tightening, narrowing feeling around the waistline. You've got 3 more. Exhale breath, press, connect into your centre, suck up your pelvic floor, sink your belly button down, and then you ease off. 2 to go. Exhale, press, and feel what happens when the arms squeeze that ball. Coming away, 1 more time, exhale breath, and squeeze the ball. Very nice. So I'm going to add in a little bit more movement. So the inhalation breath, take your ball overhead. Stretch the ball away from the knees away from the ball like an elastic band. Exhale, squeeze onto your ball. Look at me lifting now. Lifting up, trying to tap my knees. Pull your sit bones together. We've got that at least 2 more times. So we go back to the mat, inhaling. Knees away from ball, ball away from knees. Stretch. Exhale, lift up from the stomach. Reach forward, squeezing the ball. Tap those knees. Let's do 3 more. So inhale, we go over. Exhale, we're trying to lift up and reach forwards towards those knees. Yep, 1 more time. And come forwards, reach, tap for your knees. Good, and bring your ball up towards the ceiling. We're going to add in a leg movement. I want you to inhale, slide out your right leg. Now as you exhale, squeeze your ball, draw your sit bones together as you bring that leg back into the centre with some abdominal connection. Same leg again for me. Inhale, you ease off your press a little bit, stretch, stretch, stretch away. Exhale, squeeze, connect the arms, feel the abdominals. Pull your sit bones together 1 more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, squeeze and bring the leg back into the body using your abdominals. Other leg, please. Inhale away. Exhale, press the ball. In you come. 2 more times. Inhale away. Just watch the press on the ball, watch your neck, watch your shoulders, squeeze. I want it channeling down into that waistline, into the abdominals. 1 last time. Squeeze and bring it in. With your right knee now, on inhalation breath, drop your right knee wide. Exhale, squeeze onto the ball and pull it back up using your abdominal muscles. Right leg again. Inhale, it drops. Exhale, we squeeze and bring that leg back up and in. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze, press, bring the leg back up and move on to left. As you inhale, it falls wide. As you exhale, you press and squeeze the ball and bring it back in. 2 more, please. Inhale, fall wide. Exhale, press the ball. Pull your sit bones together. 1 more time. And press. Very nice. Inhale, reach your ball over. You're going to do a little abdominal curl for me as you come up. You're going to open up your knees and place your ball in between the knees. You're going to lay down with your arms at the sides. You're going to open up your shoulders nice and wide. We're now going to think about the connection coming from the lower body, albeit I've already cued your sit bones. So keep thinking about those. Take a nice inhalation breath in. Exhale, squeeze your ball with your knees, wrap your sit bones in, and again try and find your tightening and narrowing into the waistline. Inhale, ease off. Exhale, squeeze, pull it all into the centre. Imagine you're almost sucking that ball up your thighs and into your belly. And again, inhale, not so much press. Exhale, find that connection, sit bones. Maybe we should push that rib cage in and down as well. It might make it a little bit stronger. And ease off. Bring your arms out wide. Make sure they're not going to interfere with the next movement. Take an inhale breath. Rock your knees to the right. Exhale breath. Squeeze your right knee on. Pull your sit bones together as you bring that ball back to the centre, again to the right. On the inhale, you go over. On the exhale, press your right knee into that ball, fire up your inner thighs into the centre. 1 more time. Inhale to right. Push that knee in and bring yourself back to centre to go over to the left. As we inhale left, And here we go, left knee. I mean, how is that left side doing? Is it connecting as well as the right side? Go over again. We're just thinking about things like that. Exhale, squeeze the left leg in, sorry. One more time. Over. Make sure your sit bones are working as well, drawing towards each other. That helps to lift into your pelvic floor. Okay, watch any high blocks. It's alright if you've got something squashy, but we're going to do some shoulder bridges. And you don't really want a high block behind your head crushing your neck. Alright, feet are flat, not too far away from the bottom, otherwise it'll irritate maybe these hamstrings. Really keep your toes and your front foot down on the ground for me. Take a nice inhale breath. Exhale, pelvic tilt, curl the tailbone to you, squeeze the ball, pull your sit bones in as you try and lift up one vertebra at a time. At the top we inhale, we keep that squeeze on our ball. And then we soften down, ideally through the breastbone area, then through the ribcage area, then onto the lower back. You can ease off that squeeze if you like as you inhale. Exhale, bring it back on. Let's curl again through the pelvis, roll up vertebra by vertebra. Squeeze your ball, pull your sit bones in. Try not to let your ribcage get too lively at the top with your inhale. Exhale, soften down. Shoulders wide, watch your chin isn't pulling away from your chest. Here's a little combination for you. Breathe in. Exhale, lift up, grab your ball. Lay down with it in your hands. Reach. Come back up with abdominal curl. Put it back in between your knees. Lay down flat, arms at your side. Get ready to shoulder bridge. So we are combining our abdominal curl. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Sit bones in, rib cage in. Inhale at the top. Combining our abdominal curl with our shoulder bridge. So as you come down with your tailbone, on the next exhale you're going to come up for me again, reach for your ball, down to the ground, breathing in, come back up, put it back in, hands at the sides, exhale, squeeze and roll up again into your shoulder bridge. Breathe in at the top. Come back down. One last time, float up and take your ball out. Reach it over and just bring it back up to the ceiling. Shoulders away from your ears. We're thinking of a single leg tabletop. Now I'm going to put the squeeze on the ball with this. So you inhale, prepare. Exhale, squeeze the ball as you bring one foot off and get that connection into your centre before you float that back down, a little ease off the ball. Same leg again, please. Exhale, press, connect. Press your rib cage in, pull your sit bones together, lower it down. And again, one more time. So what I hope you're appreciating is how all of those limbs can be connected into the centre, changing over. Exhale, squeeze and float. Push your rib cage in and down, lower down. Always be mindful of your sit bones. Exhale, squeeze up. You don't get much from your sit bones on the up phase, but you certainly think about drawing them down as the foot lowers. One more time, press up and down. Now I'm going to go both feet together here. So on the exhalation breath, you're welcome to watch the first one. You push your rib cage in, you squeeze the ball and you try and bring the knees up and in And then with control, keep that squeeze on if you can, and slowly bring the feet back down onto the mat. 2 more times. So exhale, squeeze your ball, pull into those abdominals, bring the feet up off the mat. Lower down, pull your sit bones together, pull your sit bones together, don't break that connection. We're going to go again, and this time exhale up and stay here for me. Lovely. Bring your knees and feet together. You can probably push your heels together to help with a little connection into those sit bones, and then up into the centre. Inhale, reach the ball over. This is another abdominal curl. Up from the stomach, reach above your knees, reach above your knees. 1. Lower down. Exhale again and up. Tap your knees. Lower down. You've got that one more time, and I'm hoping that your knees and feet are still okay up off the ground. And I'm going to pause here. If I was a little bit tired, I might hump my knees in just for a moment while the instructor's letting me know what the next move is. So now I am resting. The ball is not in between my knees. Arms are fully outstretched and the ball is resting on my knees. I might promote a little push with my hands onto the ball and my knees onto the ball, and I can feel that fire alive in the centre. Okay, just stay with me. Inhale. Exhale, take the right arm off. And return. Take the left arm off. And return. Are you ready? Right leg. Don't lose the ball. Are you ready? Left leg. Feel that channeling into your centre. Keep your rib cage plugged right in and down. Now we're going to play around a little bit more. Think opposite arm to leg. On an exhale breath, disconnect from the ball. Now I want these opposites to do this 3 times. Come back in, tap the ball, hand and knee. Take them back out. 2. And again, take them back away. 3. That's your exhale away. Inhale, return. Are you ready with your other opposites? Exhale away. You've got a slight press there between that hand and that knee with the ball. 2, slight press there, you'll feel more. 1 more time. And I've got another little combination for you if you can. Right arm and right leg. So this is the same side on exhale breath now, disconnecting for 3. Keep that back nice and flat on the mat. 2. If you're starting to arch and pop away from the mat, keep your limbs up a little bit higher. Don't go so low to your mat. We're nearly there. Change over to the other side of the body. Exhale away. 3. Exhale away. 2. The more you press that ball between that other hand and knee, the more you'll feel connected. Lovely. Place the ball in between your knees. Take a little moment, just bring the knees in, roll your shoulders. Very nice. Maybe move your head because you get just a little bit fixed and stiff. Have a little moment, take it side to side. I'm going to push the knees back to the tabletop. Arms are wide at the side of the body. Good. So this is similar to when we had our feet on the ground. Take an inhale breath and rock your knees to the right. Not too far. Push your right knee on as you exhale. Go all the way over to left, 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 left. Exhale, squeeze into the ball. Inhale as you start dropping to the right. Don't go too far. Exhale, squeeze the right knee in. Pass through the centre. Inhale takes it to the left. Push on. 1 more right. 1 more left. Push. Last time there, I push. Very nice. Slowly control the feet down to the ground. Good. I'm going to drop the ball down onto the mat. That is simply so I can widen my knees and get a little stretch here through the inner thighs. It's very easy to get sort of tight hips, or they feel like they're gripping when you've got them in that bent leg position. Very nice. Okay, bring your legs together. Make sure your ball isn't going to cause you a mischief. I'd like that now between the ankles and then coming onto the side of the body. So when you've made it onto the side of the body, again, make sure your chin isn't too far away from your chest. You can get a fist space there. We're going to work first of all on the waistline here. So I want you thinking about shortening the waistline, and the ball might roll up a bit. You push the waistline long, the leg might get longer. You do 2 more, shorten it with the hip hitch, lengthen it long and away, shorten it with the hip hitch, and lengthen it long and away. If you want a challenge, the arm can stay up. Make sure you feel like you're reaching. If not, you can create a little bit of stability here, these kind of tripod fingers. You're thinking of the top leg. You take a nice inhale breath. And on the exhale, we push the top ankle down. Pull your sit bones together, pull your rib cage in. There should be some tightening feeling around that waistline. Easing off. Exhale is the press into the inner thighs, into the sit bones. Pop your rib cage in. We go one more time with the top leg. You squeeze and press the ankles together, and then you ease off. We're going to try and do both together. So I'm going to squeeze both ankles and lift, and then lower down. I'm going to try that again on the exhale breath, squeezing and lifting. Lowering down one more time, squeezing and lifting. You're going to lower down. We're going to see if we can hold that position, legs lifted from the mat, or simply stay down. Now I'm rolling the top leg forwards a little bit, the back leg, there we go, and we're doing it again for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, together and down. We're going to do another series here with the top leg. Now coming into external rotations, you do 3 rolls of the ball. Again, you're slightly putting your sit bones together. You're mindful that you're keeping your rib cage in. We're going to roll again, up and down. Can you roll up into this position and hold? Can you lift up again? 3. Trying to keep this knee towards the ceiling as much as I can. 2. Thinking nice and open from the hip. And 3. Now you either stay down here with this bottom leg, or you can challenge yourself holding it up as you do 3 more rolls. Can you keep the ball there? 2 more. And then we go 1 more. And then we lower that bottom leg down. Your top knee is going to finish off, not quite tapping the mat if you've managed to keep your ball there. And don't worry if you haven't. If you've lost the ball, you've lost the ball. You could just work with the toes rested on that lower leg. Last one. Very nice. And then we roll the ball down. We take a moment as we bend our knees and bring the ball out and bring ourselves up. Now we're going to go into the next movement, which is called spine stretch. So I want you thinking about that as we do this movement, spine stretch. We're going to begin with the ball placed on the stomach area. Now don't push it in with too much intention and end up hurting yourself. But on the inhale breath, Just sort of nod my chin down, roll off my sit bones like they're rockers, but I'm almost pushing that ball into my waistline as if someone was sort of pulling me backwards. So I'm just trying to get the ball to emphasise that feeling. And then I come up. And I'll do that 2 more times. So I'm going to push the ball in, nod the chin, pushing it back, rocked off my sit bones, trying to create a bit of a like C curve here. And then I'm going to place the ball in front. I need you to think that you've still got the ball at the stomach as well. So we're going to roll the ball forwards on inhale breath, but at the same time, imagine that ball in the stomach is still there. So your fingers reach forward, but your waistline reaches backwards. Spine stretch, think of it. And then come up, and we'll try 2 more. Roll in, pushing the waistline back, stretch the fingers forward. And then we do that one more time. And then all the way back up. From there, we're going to take the body onto the side that we haven't done. So if you used a block, shift that over. We go in between the ankles. We come down onto the side of the body. So the chin and the chest, we don't want too big a distance between those 2 areas. So fist space, make sure you're not dumped on the chest, which can happen a lot when people come into this position. Waistline is what we're thinking about here. So I want you to shorten your waistline by hitching your hip up. And I want you to lengthen your waistline by stretching that leg down long. We're going to do 2 more. Just hitch and lengthen and hitch and lengthen. Try and remain lengthened through both of your waistlines. If you want challenge, you can take your arm, but make sure it's reaching up, not just, flying around like a flag in the wind. Or get your tripod fingers. On the top leg, with an exhale breath, we will press down. Try not to hike up and shorten as you do that. And ease off. Exhale again, press down. Pull your sit bones together, get some activation into the centre. Yes, one more time. You can just push your leg on and feel nothing else going on anywhere. But you need to think about it, be mindful. Ribcage, sit bones, inner thighs. We're going to go with the double leg lift as we exhale. Squeeze the ball, take it up, and then down. Again, exhale, squeeze the ball, take it up, and down. And again, exhale, squeeze, lift, and down. Exhale, squeeze, lift and hold if you can. If not, keep yourself on the mat as we do these little rolls. Remember, 1 forwards, 1 backwards. Little push from the ankles to activate the inner thighs. 4, 3, oh, don't lose it, 2 and 1. Legs go down. I might have to just adjust that so I can get into this second series here. The arm is up. And I'm going to roll the ball here, opening up from the hip, rolling back down. And 2. And 3. I roll the ball up and hold it here. If I can, I lift. If not, then maybe I might just push the foot onto the ball and just try and squeeze a little bit there, but you've got to make sure it's the right amount, otherwise you can lose the ball quite easily. I'm going to stay up there, but you don't have to on this one, for 3 more rolls. So your bottom leg could be down. 2. Good, 1 more time, make sure you roll it up before you lower down. And the last little section was to drop the knee. And I wouldn't go all the way to the mat if you have your ball there still. If you didn't, then maybe. 1 more time. And then I'll roll that ball down and away. Good, relax that arm. We are coming back up to the seated position. Not so much for our spine twist. No, that's what we're going to do, spine twist. We've done the spine stretch. So even here, I will think about pulling my sit bones together. And I will bring the ball in front and I will think about squeezing onto that ball a little bit so I can channel that effort or that feeling into the centre. So sit bones pulling, little push onto the ball. Inhale, roll your shoulders down, sit tall. Now we're going to spine twist. Round on the inhale, preferably going for 1, 2, 3. That's a bit quick, and back to centre. Go the other way. You try and inhale for 3, inhale for 2, inhale for 1, and return. To the right again, inhaling, round, sit bones, little press, and return, and again, squeeze, rotate round, and lower down. One hand on the ball as we go into the saw, opposite hand to foot. As you roll, press the other arm behind you, press it up, reach it away from the ball, try and have a little look, and then try that the other way as well. So you're pressing that arm up, stretching the fingers away from each other, thinking of elastic band. One end is stretching forwards, the other end is stretching long and away, and then lengthen, and return. Very nice. We're going to bring the legs together and we're going to come to all fours, where again I'm going to place the ball in between the knees here. Now you don't have to lift your knees, you can sort of stay where you are. There will be some lifting and some hovering. I want you to imagine that even if I took my block here, but imagine something is balanced on the back of the head there. It might fall off. To stop me, oh, that wasn't too great, but you don't want to be dumping your chin down onto your chest. You get that idea. Imagine that block is still there. I'm balancing. I've got the soft peach position. I'm thinking of the sit bones. I'm thinking of the rib cage. Inhale, let yourself belly breath or your belly sag down to the mat. Exhale breath, squeeze your knees, pull your sit bones together and draw that belly back up into the body without changing shape through the back. That's the challenging part. Inhale, belly to mat. Exhale, sit bones squeezing together, rib cage coming up and in. And then ease off. Exhale breath is the squeeze. Ease off one more time. Exhale breath is the squeeze. Now if you want to, I'm tucking the toes under. And on the exhalation breath now, still thinking of the block, I'm not going to tuck and round into a ball. As I exhale, hover my knees, squeeze rib cage up and sit bones together. And lower down. Exhale, hover, squeeze, pull your sit bones together, pull that waistline in tight. And I'm going to go again, exhale to the hover. And come down. Can you hold for 3 breaths in this position? So from here, it's a challenge, you don't have to do it. Exhale, we lift and we try and stay on that squeeze for another 2 breaths at least. Stay on that squeeze, another 1 breath. And then we let the knees come down. Very nice. Take the ball out in front of you. Have a little child pose. Drop the head. Take some nice deep breaths there. And we're going to come forwards for our section here where we're going to lay flat on the front of the body. So I'm going to walk my hands out, promoting a little bit of strength onto them arms before I lower. Hands on the ball, elbows bent, resting my head down. Now what can help, if you cannot get your heels together, I'm going to put something a little bit wider in between mine, so I've got something that I can squeeze onto there. Could be a cushion, could be another ball. Resting. I'm going to take an inhale breath and I'm going to float up, keep my elbows down, trying to stretch them longer and wider. I might do a little press onto my block, coming into the sit bones and then lowering down. 2 more, float up, pull the sit bones together, squeeze that block a little bit. And again. And down. From there, I'm going to float one leg at a time. So I may lose my block here. It might stay where I want it to as I do a single leg float. Changing over 2. Changing over 3. And then again I change over for 4. I'm going to float up my forehead and breastbone. I'm going to look at my ball but not above it, because then I've opened up too much between the chin and the chest. I'm remembering that fist space there. From there, I'm going to try and go back into my single leg float. So I'm going here. Trying not to let the body fall down as the leg lifts up. 3 and 4. I'm going to lower down, forehead to the mat. I'm going to push my ball away from me. Now some of us may have to keep the forehead and the chest lifted here. I mean, if you can put your forehead down, you might get this nice stretch. With this long arm, try and roll the ball forwards just a little bit. It won't go far. 3, pull it back a little. 2, pull it back a little. 1, pull it back a little. I'm now going to bring the ball in, keeping my arms straight. And lower down, I'm going to push it down. I'm trying to shrug my shoulders up to my ears. Draw the shoulders down, float up. Lower down, push it away, shoulders shrug. 1 more, draw the shoulders down. And now I'm going to try seesaw. So I'm going to bring the ball in towards me here. You choose one leg or both legs lifting as you push the ball away. As the ball comes in, can you lift? As the ball goes away, lift your legs. Do that 2 more times. And then 1 more time. I'm going to lower my legs down. Bring my hands away from the ball. Push up using my arm strength, watching that block, pillow if you had anything there. And going back again into that child pose, just taking some nice deep breaths. And then coming forwards. And do some nice little arm stretches on the ball, just to take us to the end of this little routine. So I've got one hand on the ground, flat, so I've got one hand rested on the ball. Now first of all, I'm going to think of a clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock or 9 o'clock, whatever number you want to put there. And I'm going to go to my 3 or my 9, rolling the ball on inhale and looking away. 3. I've even turned my fingers out if you want to. Look away as you roll the ball away. 2. And again, one more time is 3. Lovely, the ball's in front. I'm just going to stagger that so you can see my other hand. Yours would be probably side by side. As I roll the ball away now, I'm going to elbow tap on the ground with the other. 3. And again, inhale, elbow tap down. Bring it back. We'll go one more time, elbow tap down. And now let's change to thread the needle. So I'm going to roll the ball light from my fingertips. I'm not going to have my hand entirely on the ball to start with, otherwise it can creep up a bit too much. As you inhale and roll. 1. Inhale, roll. 2. Inhale, roll. 3. Lovely. We're now going to change over. So you're going to your 9 o'clock or your 3 o'clock first of all. You look away as you do that one. 3. And 2. And 1. Coming up. This one, the elbow taps towards your knee as you roll away again for 3. As you roll away for 2. As you roll away for 1. We're going to go into the thread the needle. So the last one we did, through and under the arm, look that way. 3. Look that way. 2. And look that way. 1. And then out we come. And relax. And rest. So there you have it. A routine with the ball, which hopefully helped build a good, strong connection into the centre. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you come back and do more.